Welcome to the dining room. But this is definitely not my first video about our dining room. When I first started my channel, I shared a couple of videos redoing our dining room table that I thrifted, and then I got a little china cabinet off of Facebook Marketplace and I redid that. And I think I also did a whole video just sort of detailing all the things that I did to renovate our dining room. But it's been a couple years. Lately, we have been renovating our full bathroom. If you saw my last video, that vlog, I kind of shared some of what's been going on with our full bathroom. And you might be wondering, well, what in the world does your full bathroom have to do with your dining room? And as I'm sure anyone who has renovated a house, especially an old house, can tell you, everything sort of bleeds into each other when you're doing renovations. Everything ends up affecting each other and you end up having to fix things you already fixed before. Very much feels like that scene from Beethoven where the dad is like, well, if I change my shoes, I gotta change my tie. And if I change my tie, I gotta change my pants. And if I change my pants, I gotta change my belts. That is what it feels like to renovate an old house. But basically what happened was we were working on getting our toilet into the full bathroom upstairs and things just weren't quite right. My husband had to cut a hole in the dining room ceiling in order to fix some plumbing and other little things. And of course, just to cut that hole, we moved everything out so that it wouldn't destroy everything. So I had to fix that. There was also just a couple little cracks. We do have plaster walls, so just inevitably over the years, they settle a little bit more and you end up with these little baby cracks. So I just figured while I was fixing the hole in the ceiling, I would also fix those. But I did finish that this week, and I also just last night finished all the repainting. So we are ready to go with putting the dining room back together. And I thought that this would be a good opportunity to just do a few little baby updates, give it a little bit of a refresh. There's just a couple of things that I've wanted to do. And there's also a few things that have kind of needed to be replaced, specifically our rugs that we had in here. This is a pretty high traffic space. Just over these last couple years, the rugs that I had in here have been basically completely destroyed. I figured while we're taking everything apart, moving everything out, this would be the time to replace that and just kind of refresh it for spring in general. Before we bring everything back in, I thought we would do something really fun and finally paint these French doors. I have always wanted to paint them a color. I just couldn't quite decide what to do when I first finished the dining room in here. So I have some paint already. I tend to be one of those people who test like 10 samples before I finally find the right color. But I have a color I had actually bought for a different project, but I think it might actually be perfect for the doors. I think I'm gonna be brave today and just put it up there and see how it is. I did actually test a different paint color that I had on hand already from a different project. I think you can kind of see it. I did cover it up with some primer, but it was definitely too dark. So I'm going for a green, but like a lighter green and something not too saturated, just a hint of green. So that's what I have already. So we're gonna be brave and we're just gonna put it up and we're gonna see how it is. Just got done. I did like 2-ish coats. It's hard to see in this lighting, but I'm not sure how I feel about this. I'm not sure. I think it does still need one more coat, but I don't hate it, but I also am not like super in love with it. So maybe I just need to live with it for a little bit. I also think it looks a little extra crazy being in like an empty room, trying to like figure out if I like it. So maybe I need to just move everything back in here before I decide to change direction. But I don't hate it. Like the other paint color that I had tried on these doors, as soon as it dried, I was like, I definitely don't like, this is definitely not the right color. I don't hate it, but I'm also not loving it. So yeah, I think we just need to like put everything else back, add some more fun, like colorful touches, because right now it just sort of looks a little crazy to me. So think of the new rug, Dutch? Comfy? Okay, even just adding the rug, I feel like is making me like this a little bit more. So we're on the right track. Sometimes you have to just like work through stuff. Like I feel like sometimes you know immediately it's a no, but sometimes you just gotta keep layering, keep going until things start working. So I think it's time to bring the dining table back in, which if you can see, it's over there in the living room. It is nice because our dining table, like you can take pieces out, so it's not quite as big and hefty, but it still is like a solid wood table. It's fairly heavy. I definitely have like scooted it before, but unfortunately I am home alone today. That's never stopped me before, and it's certainly not gonna stop me today. So we're gonna get that table back in here. I am lucky enough that my yard is literally full of beautiful wild daffodils and other fun stuff, so I thought that to make a little bouquet centerpiece for the dining room table, we would just come and get some goodies that are already outside and just waiting for me.
Feel it coming in. Golden, I'll follow only golden, golden things. Mountain laurel high fives for miles in spring. Rainbow trout and hummingbird wing. Golden, I'll follow only golden.
Okay, so we definitely found some real good goodies out in the yard, as well as I went to a sort of local public trail and there was a few blooming trees that I just snipped a few little buds off of. But I think we have a really good selection. Kind of just love it in the basket, but obviously they will die very quickly just sitting in a basket. I think we're just gonna get some vases, keep it really simple, and do a couple little arrangements for the table.
Golden things.
Recently shared how I made these oven bake flower frogs over on Instagram, and I think I also shared them on Shorts, but they are so simple to make. And if you're not sure what a flower frog is, it really just exists to kind of hold flowers in place. And that may sound silly, but especially when you're working with bigger pieces and more spindly type of, you know, florals and greenery, it can be really helpful to kind of keep everybody where you want them. It's so simple, and oven baked clay is fairly inexpensive. I think, you know, you can get some for less than 10 bucks and you can make multiple. I think I made like 5 or 6 different sizes of the flower frogs, and I still had a little bit of clay left over even. But they're just a super simple craft, and they're also just really useful. So that's what I am using here. I was really excited. I didn't make this one specifically for this vase in mind, but it happened to fit perfectly. So we're gonna use this. We'll see how much we can fit on here, and then we might add some other vases to our little arrangement as well. Well, I am by no means a floral arranger or any professional of any kind, but I am actually really happy with how this came out. I think it's really cute and it's wild and it just feels very springy. So I think I'm gonna stop here. I am going to grab some mini vases, and I think this is a nice big statement piece, and maybe we can just put some little vases with little clippings all around it and maybe some candles. I don't know. We'll try out a few things and see what works, but either way, I'm super happy with just having some greenery brought inside. I am so happy with these little changes that I made to our space. I actually especially love the color of the doors now that everything is put back together. And honestly, I am just so happy to have our dining room back and to have brought a little bit of spring inside. I hope you're enjoying this season. I will be back soon with another video, and I hope you're having a lovely day, and I will see you next time.